Hello everyone! Our software is excellent for both individual and team work. In this video, I will explain how to add employees and set their access rights. If you have a paid account, you first need to add employees to your subscription plan on the Settings subscription page. If you are in a trial period, you can skip this step. Next, go to the Settings Employees page. Here you will see few sections. In this video, we will pay attention to pages, roles, and employees. In a separate video that will be available soon, you'll find out how to calculate payroll and apply commissions. Role. That's the number of rights and accesses to various actions in the system. By default, basic roles with some preset permissions are already created for you. The names of the roles depend on the type of activity you selected during registration. Those can be engineer, manager, full access to the system, tailor, technician. You can edit or delete existing roles and create new ones. How to create a new role. To create a new role, click on the plus role button. Enter the title and select the actions in the system that will be available to employees with this role. For more information about each section and permissions, please go to our knowledge base linked in the description. In addition to basic permissions, there are several important settings. You can determine access levels for orders, sales, estimates, and leads. If you select My Orders, your specialist will only see the orders they are assigned to. Choosing All Orders will allow access to the entire list of orders. Payroll Display. There is an option to display payroll information for a specific period too. In the next section, you can configure access to statuses. Here, you need to specify which statuses employees in this role can view and modify. For example, a specialist may be able to see the status in progress, but they cannot change it. In the final section, you will configure access to pricing. If an employee does not have access to pricing information, they will not be able to select prices when selling a product or adding it to an order. Once you have made all necessary configuration, click the Save button. The role will be created and displayed in the list. If needed, you can add it or delete it anytime. Please note that in order to delete a role, there should be no employees assigned to it. You must first change their role before deleting. There are no limits on the number of roles you can create in our system, so feel free to create as many as you need. We do not recommend assigning employees a role with full access, as this can lead to mistakes in the future. How to create an employee. You can add employees yourself or invite them. First, let's create an employee manually. Click on the plus employee button. Fill in information about the employee: first name, last name, email. Note that email field is unique for everyone in the system. Two employees cannot have the same email. Add the login and password for the employee's access to their account. The login field is also unique for all users in the system. Specify the role and position of an employee. The role is a set of rights we discussed earlier, while the position will appear in the work scheduler. Then provide the employee's hire date, phone number, and tax number, which are not mandatory, but we highly recommend to provide them correctly, as you will be able to see this information on printed documents later. If necessary, specify how the employee's name should appear on a printed document. For example, in the system, an employee's name might be listed as Andrew Engineer, but you may want it to display as Andrew Brown on printed documents. In the Notes field, you can provide any additional information about the employee. To improve security within your company, use the checkbox Automatically Log Out User once a day. If you want an employee to access the Business Insights app and track profit and reports, mark the checkbox for access to the Business Insights app. This app is usually used by owners and managers. If your company has multiple locations, specify in which location the employee will work. Set access rights for locations and cash registers for this employee's account by navigating to the Access tab. Here you can check which locations, cash registers, and warehouses will be available to this employee. Once you have completed these steps, click on Save. The employee will be now created. Now let's look at how you can invite your employees into the system. Click on Invite Employee. In the email field, specify the email address where an invitation will be sent. Specify their role. If necessary, mark the checkbox Automatically Log Out User once a day to increase security, and configure access rights for locations, cash registers, warehouses for this employee before clicking on Send Invitation. Invited employees who have not created their account yet appear at the top of the table marked separately with Invitation Sent icon. The invited employee will receive an email where they need to click on Create Account. Then, they fill out fields, password, first name, last name, phone, and click on Join. This way, they create their profile, which you can later edit. If needed, any fields within an employee's profile can be edited at any time. You can change the employee's name, role, access rights, or salary calculation rules. You also have the option to delete an employee. After deleting an employee from the system, you will be able to remove them from the subscription plan as well. Please note that if there are open orders, leads, estimates, or tasks assigned to that employee, you will need to reassign them. If you accidentally delete an employee, you can contact our technical team via chat in your profile to restore their profile. If you'd like to block an access to the system but are not ready to delete the employee yet, you can deactivate the user. This way, they will remain on the list of users and will still be included in the subscription plan, but will not be able to log into the system.